Okay. After my very disappointing series of reads of Pam Grout's E Squared, I've been trying to think about what kind of videos I would like to make on my channel at this point. Sadly, nothing really worked on that book, and I was very, very disappointed. But I feel that that just means that I'm the problem and I'm the reason it's not working, and I don't know what to do about that. I think it's clear that that's why Neville Goddard's teachings on how to use your imagination didn't work for me. I have a feeling that this stuff only works for a few people, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's because of the way our mental makeup is, our whatever. I don't even know what is the reason. Um, but Neville knew that it only worked for a few people. He knew. Um, but I thought Pam Grout's stuff would work. I thought for sure it would work. But every one of those experiments failed. It didn't bring about anything. And it's really, really frustrating, and I wasn't sure what to do. But what I'm going to do now, if there's enough people who are interested and would like me to do this, if there's no interest, I won't bother. I'm going to read this stuff regardless. This is what I'm going to be doing with my time. Well, I have other things that I'm doing as well. But I have some D&D modules that I would love to read on my channel. You could read along with me. I could set up the camera where you could read along with me, or I could hold it like I did with Pam's book and just read it that way. If you're interested, let me show you the modules. But I also want to read some fantasy novels. Just like I read Pam's book, I can read these books, and I'm going to mention them. I don't have them with me. I am going to go to Barnes and Noble today and buy at least one of them. We'll see. But the first module that I would love to read, and I know is very popular, is this Pharaoh. It's called the Desert of Desolation series. It is the first of 3 modules. The art is amazing. It's just great looking. I will absolutely go through and show you all the maps and all the stuff inside, whether you'll read along with me or not. But again, only if people would like me to do this. This is a very cool module. It did receive criticisms. It's not all perfect or anything. There are some things about it people didn't like, and I can probably go into what they liked and what they didn't. There's some reviews on YouTube that are really good. The Old Geek, I think that's his channel, The Old Geek, did a really good review about these modules. This is the second one, Oasis of the White Palm. They're just really cool modules. It's a great concept, but there were some hiccups with it, which we can talk about maybe. The third is just a great looking module. I think the first one is the best, but this is pretty close. Lost Tomb of Martek. They're very, very cool, and I would be more than happy to read them on my channel if people would like me to do that. If I don't hear from enough people, I won't bother. There are 3 other modules that are much more old school, very, very well known to all of us D&D players, and that is the Giant series. We have the Hill Giants, and this is the back of the Hill Giants. This is where they live. This is their steading that you have to go to and destroy all the giants if you can. And then there's the dreaded Frost Giants. I mean, look at those things. My God. That scared me when I first saw this, when we were going to go through these modules when I was first playing D&D, and our dungeon master took us through these, and it was wild to just fight these giants like this. We were so powerful that we could obliterate them fairly quickly, which felt wild to be able to destroy these giant creatures, but it was a lot of fun to fight them. Had a lot of fun. And finally, the Fire Giant module. These guys are ridiculous. This guy's armor and sword, this guy is so hard to beat. It's crazy, but we obliterated him because we were so ridiculously powerful. And this is the entrance to the Fire Giant stronghold. You have to ride on hippogriffs to get there. Now, the thing about these modules is these are all 32 pages. You can kind of see there's quite a bit here. I'm just going to do it like that. This is 8 pages. This is 8 pages, and there's a lot in here, and this is 16 pages. So there's double in this one. There's still a lot in here, but Gary did not get into details in his modules. Gary basically gave you, here's what's there. And there wasn't a whole lot of other stuff. He just gave the bare minimum because it was up to the dungeon master to run the campaign, to fill in the void, to fill in the details. This fills in the details for you. This does all the work for you. Gary doesn't. It's a whole different philosophy of gaming. I like both philosophies. I like the minimalist approach of Gary Gygax, and I like the detailed approach of these people, Tracy and Laura Hickman here, and the second one was Philip Myers and Tracy Hickman, and the third one is Tracy Ray Hickman, who I assume is Tracy Hickman. I just decided to include the middle name for some reason, maybe because it's just one person. But I'll gladly read them if enough people would like me to. But there's also some fantasy novels that I want to read, and I am going to read, but I won't read them on my channel unless you would like me to. The first one I'm going to tell you about is called Guardians of the Flame by Joel Rosenberg. Book 1 is called The Sleeping Dragon. It's the only one I've read in the series, and it's amazing. And here's the setting. It began as just another evening of fantasy gaming with James, Carl, Andrea, and the rest, ready to assume their various roles as wizard, cleric, warrior, and thief. In other words, they were playing Dungeons and Dragons. They just can't call it that in the book. But sorceress game master Professor Dayton, Dayton, I think, had something else planned for this unsuspecting group of college students. And the game soon became a matter of life and death as the 7 adventurers found themselves transported to an alternate world and into the bodies of the actual characters they had been pretending to be. Now, this was my inspiration for the first book that I tried to write. Got 30 pages in and hit a brick wall and never went back to it. Decided I couldn't figure it out. It was too complex of a thing that I was trying to do. I still think I can figure it out, and maybe one day I will write it. I don't know. But this is a great book. I loved book 1. I should have read the other ones, and I didn't. But I might buy this one. I'm just going to go to Barnes & Noble today, later this afternoon. The next series is a trilogy called the Dark Sword Trilogy by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. I think those are this was Tracy Hickman. Margaret Weiss is not a part of these, but Tracy Hickman was. This book is wild. Get a load of this. This is a little, see what you think. In the enchanted realm of Marilyn, as I get a little closer here, magic is life. That's key. Born without magical abilities and denied his birthright, Joram is left for dead. Yet he grows to manhood in a remote country village, hiding his lack of powers only through constant vigilance. Hiding his lack of powers only through constant vigilance and ever more skillful sleight of hand. Forced to kill a man in self-defense, Joram can keep his secret from the townspeople no longer. He has no magic, no life. Fleeing to the outlands, he joins the outlawed technologists who practice the long-forbidden arts of science. Here he meets a scholarly blah, 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 he meets a special mission, and on it goes. But the idea that magic is life, and if you don't have life, you're considered dead. Literally, you're considered dead, even though you could be walking around and talking. It's a wild, wild story. Very, very cool story. But the first one that I'm going to buy today regardless, and will read for myself regardless because I want to read it again, is another trilogy called Magic Kingdom for Sale Sold. And the word sold is like stamped across the word sale. So you've got sale and then it's stamped like on an angle. It's a great book. Just the title alone, let alone the picture on the cover, drew me in instantly. There's a dog creature on the cover, which was my inspiration for my character Bale in my story. Totally inspired by that character. I forget his name, but really great character. But here's the stuff. I didn't want to. I started reading the Amazon thing, what it says on Amazon. It's like, no, you don't want to read that. This is what you want to read. Get a load of this. The catalog item was listed in Rosen's Christmas wish book. Magic Kingdom for sale. Landover, island of enchantment and adventure. Rescued from the mists of time. Home of knights and knaves, of dragons and damsels, of wizards and warlocks. Magic mixes with iron, and chivalry is the code of life for the true hero. All of your fantasies become real in this kingdom from another world. Only one thread to this whole cloth is lacking. You, to rule over all as king and high lord. Escape into your dreams and be born again. Price, $1 million. Personal interview and financial disclosure. Inquire of Meek's home office. This is nuts, Ben Holliday muttered. And yet, Rosen's had a reputation for integrity. Even on these special wish book items, it delivered what was promised. A real Magic Kingdom, then they're selling it for $1 million. So he, of course, inquires. And the story begins. It is an amazing story, and yet I read a review that said it was utter garbage. Just slammed it, said this is just terrible writing. And I'm like, what are you people talking about? I mean, these are the people who probably think The Hobbit is no good. Because this is light and fun. This is not heavy reading like The Lord of the Rings, and that's probably why they called it utter garbage, because it's not sophisticated enough for them. This is not written properly. This is not highly complex stuff. This is too easy to figure out. I hate this mentality. Utter garbage. The review said, I'm going from memory here, but this is one of my favorite books. All of these I love and would be more than happy to read any of them if there's interest. So I need you to leave comments, because if you don't, I'm not going to read them, and I'll do something else on my channel, or I don't know if I'll do anything at all, because I'm not really sure what I want to do these days with my YouTube channel. Because regardless of the fact that I'm over 1,000 subscribers, I have yet to receive anything from YouTube, and when I check it, it says, oh, we'll let you know. And I'm like, I should have heard something by now, because I'm making, according to them, around $1 a day, which is nothing, but so what? Why haven't you sent me something? Or why haven't you said, hey, we're ready to send you a payment, you need to do this? I've heard nothing from them, and that's very confusing to me. But maybe they're waiting until I earned like a couple $100. I don't know. I have no clue. But anyway, does anyone want me to read these? Would you enjoy if I read any of these? Let me know in the comments, and we'll go from there. Otherwise, I don't know. I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm still pretty bummed by Pam Grout's book completely failing to deliver in any way. You can't get more frustrating than that. But anyway, I'll talk to you all later. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Bye-bye.